If you've seen the Beanie fail video, you might have an idea what I'm about to do. So, as always, I'm starting with a 100% cotton t-shirt that's been soaked in soda ash for at least 20 minutes and then spun in a washing machine until it's damp. So I'm starting off with the blue shirt just for something different. And all we're going to do is put a twist on this, or that's the goal anyway. So I want this to be the top, and I'm going to work my way down twisting this. And I'm hoping this idea works. So I plan to use this bar and start the twist, and we'll see how this works. I have to get some help and then we'll get started. So I'm going to fit this through here and overlay those, both hands. And I'm going to try to flatten this out. Put this here. Roll it up a little. And start twisting. Okay, that was easier than doing it by hand. Now whether or not it's going to stay twisted when I just put rubber bands on it is, guess we'll see. I don't think that's going to keep it twisted. Well, it's not going to work if it breaks. I don't know if this is going to hold at all. Alright, before I go any further and just waste my time, let's go ahead and start some sinew on this. And use it to wrap it. This might turn out like that Beanie video again. Alright, I need to stop and move. Alright. You have to come towards me. Alright, slide this out. And that should be it. Let's go ahead and tie that off. And off to the next step. Alright, so for the next step I've got a tripod, what's called a magic arm, but anything coming off the tripod would be fine. An old, what is that, 16 ounce plastic bottle that's been cut at the bottom so that it's completely open, and then a drip tray on the bottom to make sure I catch this mess. So let's go ahead and get this started. Alright, so let's see if this works. As long as I'm starting with the correct end, let's go ahead and put that inside the bottle. I should get to the point where it's really difficult to push in, where the shirt is acting as a stopper. That's the idea anyway. So that seems pretty good. It doesn't want to pull out. So let's go with that. And it's just being held on with rubber bands up here at the top. I think I'm going to reinforce that with some tape before I get started, just in case, because I really don't want a giant mess. As you can see, it just goes down to a drip tray. So I'm going to reinforce this a little, and then we'll add the dye. Alright, so that's reinforced. Let's see if I can do this without making a giant mess. Alright, so it's Better Black, and it is in liquid, and it's mixed to the correct percentage for Better Black. And I've already made a mess. Alright. It's gonna be one of those episodes. Alright, second attempt. Let's see if I can pour this without making a giant mess. So I'm going to pour it about halfway, just so I can see how this is working out. And it looks like it's beginning to soak through. And it's growing consistently, which is what I was looking for this time, instead of the problems I was having with the Beanie, which might have been because it was acrylic and I didn't know that. Alright, as long as it looks like that's continuing, I'm going to go ahead and fill this up. I haven't decided if I'm going to add extra black or not throughout the process. For now, I'm going to go with no. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to give this until it bleeds all the way through, and we'll go from there. So I'll check back in a bit and see where we're at. So it's been, I don't know, about 40 minutes or so, and it's made it quite a ways. It's doing pretty good. It's not free-flowing like I had the issue with the Beanie the last time after I added the air gap. So I think this might actually work. I would have done a time-lapse and I considered it, but that would have been the most slow, horribly boring time-lapse ever in the history of YouTube. So we'll just go with this and I'll do some periodic updates. Alright, so we're another hour in, and it's working its way down. What's interesting is the stuff that's dripping off at the bottom here is just water, or soda ash water. So it's like it's actually forcing the water out of it to fill up with the liquid dye. So I thought it was kind of interesting. Maybe it's not. Anyway, like I said, that's an hour in, so it's an hour since the last update, so about an hour and 40 minutes in. So I think this might actually work this time. Now, I hope it slows down some so it doesn't go all the way through. I mean, we have jet black here, and then this is like almost a greenish blue teal kind of thing before you get to just the blue. So, we'll see how it goes. Alright, I wandered off, and it's been about 2 hours. So, all of the dye in the top, or almost all of the dye, there's not much left, it's like right there in case you can't see it, is gone, and as you can see, it's dripping black dye out of the bottom. Now, I'm hoping there's enough time difference between the top of the shirt and the bottom of the shirt, so it's actually going to do what I'm looking for, but I guess we'll see after it sits long enough. So I'll probably let this one in total wait on about 18 hours before I rinse it out. Alright, it's been about 18 hours, so let's do this washout. Oh, that's interesting. So this is all congealed into a mass of solid dye down there. Alright, to those that ask about liquid versus ice dyeing, do you see the different colors? There's reds coming off over here, there's blues, violets, and some lighter blues, all separating off, and the only thing that was in this was the better black. So if you just do a liquid dye, you end up with a solid black. But here as the water's running to rinse it, you can see the separation that would have occurred if it was ice dyed. So I think this is a pretty good example of why some people ice dye, especially I do, is you get this color separation that adds extra depth to the shirt that you wouldn't be able to do with a liquid dye. Okay, if there's anything you could learn about black dye is when you do this part of the rinse out, you're not going to see much of what it's actually going to look like after it's been washed. So, you see there's a little bit there that's showing the original fabric color, but it doesn't look like there's much of anything else until the very bottom. I'm betting when this is actually washed, there's going to be a lot more blue. But we'll see. Okay, and I have a question for everybody. I have a lot of people saying they don't want music playing, they just want the video sped up on like washouts and the dyeing parts, and other people saying they like the music. So if people want to comment, I might switch to not doing the music because it's faster to do the edits. So let me know. I'll go ahead and do this washout and then we'll take a look at this final.